Oh boy, now that's far.
Bruce, that's a little message for you as a go fuck yourself for not helping us with the timber and with the group. So, fuck you, motherfucker.
That's got to be the sign out. The sign out.
Thank you for your kind words, and I'm out. Hey, Darren out.
Mic drop.
But you know what? I reckon they're besties.
Cow joke, Darren.
And I have one more thing for you.
I reckon they're besties and they're going to talk to each other weekly.
100%. They'll be swapping emails before you know it.
Yeah.
I reckon you're right, but Marcus, I reckon when you get back and people start to talk, when like people, what you do, and you start to reflect back on it, it's a mad trip.
Because it's gone so quick,
Yeah,
and you have to take so much in.
yeah. Yeah,
It's one trip to the Springs, you know.
yeah.
We done the Springs. We done bloody Birdsville.
We got so lucky too, like at no, touch wood obviously, but fucking like on some of those like those tracks we were going through that's a bit muddy. Imagine we had to do fucking 3 recoveries.
It would
or
have been
something.
great fun.
Would have been great fun, but we wouldn't have got to camp till fucking 10 o'clock at night. We got to the river at fucking Innamincka 45 minutes later.
But that was cool that we all went over.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah, I didn't think Hass would make it.
I was a bit worried.
Especially because he hit it
He couldn't get up
fucking
in
scuba
grade.
he hit it at the speed of sound.
We landed on Big Red, just kidding.
He said he's got to make a bow wave.
could you imagine how angry you would have been if you didn't cross that fucker? Hey, I don't know if I could even talk to him.
We'll see you in the pub, mate. Just do the detour.
Oh, it's gold.
I'd have to text message him. Nah.
It would have been fun.
Of that all the time anyway.
Yeah.
But what you get, I suppose, doing the desert, the whole lot, the remoteness, when you start to actually think about it, like personally, and even the, your thoughts, like, you're carrying full jerry cans of diesel. You go, man, we are pretty remote, and you can't muck around here like as much as we are.
Yeah.
A bunch of dicks sometimes.
Lunatics.
You got to step back and hang on, mate. And it doesn't just affect us, it affects everyone. If someone hurts themselves or their car's wrecked, this whole group is,
It's over.
yeah.
Everyone's holiday's ruined.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that, so you got to be a little bit responsible.
A little
I was
bit.
thinking about that today. Like, we get so used to, you're always responsible for yourself, but help is always so close.
It's a phone call away.
Yeah, always so close. Whereas out there, you're on your own.
Yeah. Or you're reliant on the next tourist.
Yeah.
And the good thing is you have a look too, which is good, and you do see it a lot more in the country. Everyone's willing to help anyway.
Yeah.
Like, people pull over and this, that, and we do the same.
I was
Like,
going to say, you do the same thing if someone else got screwed up or whatever.
you would, I'd have no problem
Well,
helping
we went
anyone.
back for that motorbike rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I said to him, I'll give you a hand, mate. I don't care. I've done heaps
The
of them.
truck guy.
Yeah. Why not? Give him a hand, and it's a bit of banter, a bit of fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's good that it's not you. I mean, or us, you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's good.
The desert will sink in a few weeks.
I think, yeah.
When I was out there, I thought, we're a fucking long way from nowhere. But that'll sink in more, I reckon, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
When you flick back through the photos, you go,
Yeah. Well, like, we saw a fucking plane fly over, way fucking up. And was it you, James? I was talking at the time, we're like, they are probably the closest fucking humans to us at the moment. And they're fucking 25,000 feet in the air.
The last camp that me and Sash chose was the worst camp in the desert. It stunk, man.
Which camp?
The last night in the desert. That smell was so bad.
The
Oh,
guns.
the
Yeah, but
camel
it went
piss
away,
camp.
but
It was
some
horrible.
dead camel or something.
Yeah.
No, it was like a garlic
tree or
native garlic smell.
I think camping on the salt lake was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lucky we lost the jerry cans.
Yeah.
Otherwise we wouldn't have been there.
No. Always works out.
What
Like,
about
when
you,
was the
JJ?
last time you camped on the side of a giant salt lake?
Well, I guess number one, it's just been nice just to hang out with good blokes. Just, you know, in current life, we just don't get a chance to so kind of disconnect from the world and just be blokes and just have a laugh and hang shit on each other. And, you know, I think we've all got on really well.
Yeah.
We haven't let anyone get down. Like, we've picked each other up. We've just had a laugh. So that's been really good. And also for me, is, you know, Chris is, you know, best mate, but we just don't get to connect much anymore because of just life and situations, you know, and distance and stuff and COVID and all the excuses that we can make. So be able to have, you know, a couple of weeks in a car and just chew the fat and
Pass, shush.
Who had
See,
the
now you're thinking about me.
so, you know, just to do all that stuff and just have a laugh. Like, we never let 5 minutes go past without having a laugh. And, you know, Chris and I were even having a laugh today. Like, Hass was calling us on the radio, going, guys, slow up a little bit. Something else. Let's just ignore him and see what happens.
We done that all the trip with the Bruce, the whole trip.
Yeah. So,
And then you were like, did you get that up there, guys?
What about you telling a lady, oh, tell him you're from Kellyville? You're a dickhead.
But she did a fucking good job.
yeah, she did do a good
she
job.
did, man.
Yeah.
She come up with a backstory and everything.
Sometimes Sasha goes, why would you move out here?
All she had to do was say, yeah, I'm from Kellyville, and move on, and that would be it. Yeah, but
Started asking her school questions. She
Yeah.
had no idea.
yeah, no.
I should have collected them.
Beers in.
So I guess that was probably my first one. Second one was I'm going to group the whole desert. I don't want to
Yeah,
individualize each part of the desert, but the desert that I did last time I felt like it was hard work. Like, we were just powering through it. We're going up and down, but the way that we did the desert this time, going down that rig road and experiencing that sort of, the first day was faster paced. It was a clay cap road. We got that awesome. I felt like that first campsite was pretty cool. Like, it was backed up into that dune.
Yeah.
it was cool.
We had like an awesome sunset. We had an awesome night. And then I always knew that I wanted to go down that way because I thought it was the best chance of us seeing camels, because I saw last time like 3 camels the last time, and I thought if there's any chance of us seeing camels, we'll go to the most remote part of the desert, which was Rig. And to have that second morning where we got up, and it was only less than an hour into it, we saw the one camel and we were like, oh, cheering, going, fuck, how good's this?
We'll let him have a rest. He's running the wrong way.
We ran him for 3 kilometres.
He kept like stopping and looking back like, fuck.
Yeah. And then
Coughing at his mouth.
we came across that massive herd of camels. Was just crazy.
That was a bonus.
Yeah. And you know, you heard that bloke who jumped out of the car and said he'd been across the desert 6 times or something. It's the first time he'd seen camels, and we saw 20 on our first crack. And then, you know, I really enjoyed all the pubs that we visited as well, and all that thing. But I think the Salt Lake, actually, that Salt Lake camp, looking like, how many people have watched the sunset over a salt lake
Yeah.
in the middle of Australia. Like, it was just,
That was pretty cool.
it was just epic. And you know, the pubs were good. Anyway, and I'm also just happy that everything's kind of, we've stuck to a plan. Everything's gone well.
Remember that day you flew over Lake Eyre the other day?
Oh, kind of forgot about that. Yeah.
Remember the fucking goat curry?
Yeah, the goat curry.
Remember the fucking
Camel pie.
camel pie? Remember the fucking underground bakery?
That was pretty cool.
Remember
Yeah.
the fucking town that had a sign made out of a fucking little train?
The trees that we chopped down in the Flinders Rangers,
Yeah.
the habitat trees.
And no one died. That was the biggest miracle.
How about you, Ass?
Travelling with Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going back to therapy. Yeah, no, it's hard to, and even, you know, just collectively talking about it, there's a lot of shit that's just been brought up that that I've completely forgotten about, and it's not until, I guess, you get back and reflect as to what we've done, and surely, you know, people have done it in certainly, you know, less amount of time, but to do what we've done in such a short amount of time, I reckon, with no issues, no dramas, had, you know, plenty of downtime and all that sort of stuff, is pretty bloody good. Certainly going to Birdsville pub, that's, you know, one thing that's been on my list for a long time. I reckon that was cool. Tipperborough pub last night, yeah, 100%. I mean, I love all the, like Marcus, all the outback pubs and all that sort of stuff. But I guess for me, this is my first probably real proper camping trip. From a bloke that normally sleeps at, you know, the Hilton or wherever. And to rough it, yeah, I mean, it's been great. Yeah, there's been shit days, but there's less shit days than what there is good days. And I think James said it before, to do it with you know, a bunch of great blokes that we all get on. No one, you know, we hang shit on each other and everything else. And if you ever fucking ignore me in the fucking two-way, I will throw you in fucking sleep. But besides that, no, it's been great.
Is it good?
No, I'm good, mate.
No, I think you're right too, hey.
You won't know until you get back, I reckon.
Nah.
And you'll
And
go, wow.
And I said it the other night at at Birdsville. It's got to be a massive shout out to JJ to put all this stuff together. And yeah, I've been working with him in the background, everything else, and you know, do we do this, do we do that, and everything else. But to, you know, effectively pull all this together single-handedly, mate, thank you.
Yeah.
Well done. And
Look forward to the next one.
yeah, bring on the next one. So well done, JJ.
No, that's true. Now, Bruce, what's your
Bruce.
we forgot Bruce.
Bruce is missing in action. He's on his phone.
Bruce is in the. Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Bruce is in the bush, cranking his little pee-pee whilst on the phone.
So, Bruce, as you were missing in action,
Yes.
we all talked about best 3 things about the trip.
Yes, best 3 things for me would be Dalhousie Springs,
Yeah.
particularly in the morning. 38-degree water was awesome. Number 2 would be, because Haas couldn't drive his car over Big Red, I proudly did it for him. And the third one is
That's an
hopefully I
interesting way
don't
to
get
die,
murdered.
But anyway,
And third one, I think for me, being out of phone range, no computers,
Yeah.
for several days, sleeping in a swag was super cool.
Yeah, it's good.
What else?
What do you reckon, Ass?
is it still rolling?
Yeah.
Bruce Collier. We remember him.
Bye.
He was a very interesting character. He came away with a bunch of mates, and then it all just went very downhill from there. I would have thought the time that Bruce spent in the car with me would have been one of his highlights. However, for him to turn around and deliberately fuck me in the arse by making a comment that I couldn't get up Big Red was probably one of the most burning, debilitating, scathing comments that slimy fucking cunt could have ever made after travelling in my fucking car for 5,000 kilometres. So Bruce, we love you. We remember you. And we will take your ashes across the Simpson and piss on them once I officially spread those dirty, filthy fucking ashes.
Okay, we better have a recut.
You guys got a love-hate relationship, don't you?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't know what to say.
What? I haven't said at all? Do you want me to keep going? I can.
I'll tell you, this fire tonight is pretty damn spectacular. Look at it. Absolutely insane. Bruce, what are you going to be like sleeping in your own bed?
He won't be there, he'll be dead.
I'll be dead. Hass is going to murder me through the middle of the night.
Ugh. No, it's good, mate. I was talking about how good it was just to go away with mates and just disconnect. Similar thing to you, just being off-grid.
We've had some
Really good
amazing food too. We've been lucky in terms of no real issues. I mean, the road conditions have been good for us.
Yeah.
We haven't had any major issues.
Well, the other thing that I was going to say, touch wood, and I don't want to certainly put the mocker on ourselves, but we've not needed a spare to date.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised by that too.
You know, all came away, 2 spares.
But I think it comes, comes back to, as you and I said, like meticulous planning.
Yeah, 100%.
You and I couldn't have planned this thing.
Even with your checklist, we were adding stuff all the time,
Yeah.
thinking, do we need this, do we need that? I mean, I've got, gas soldering irons and all that sort of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Shit we don't need, but you might need. I mean, who would have thought your brake lights would have gone out?
Yeah.
And something, as simplistic as a fuse.
Yeah.
But what if it was a complete tear out of the, the 7 volt, the 7-pin plug? I guess you just you don't know what you don't know.
No, and you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
I think the other thing too is we were quite lucky because we started off with the guys hitting at Kangaroo to start with, right?
Yeah.
So that was not
That
long
was even
into the
before
trip.
Bathurst.
That was, yeah. And then it was only a couple of 100 k's down the road where we had that issue. So we've been lucky, right?
I think we've also been very lucky, as Bruce said before, with the roads. Like, who would have thought that in a data track we'd be doing 140 along that and just plugging along it, bang, up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
You know, certainly based on your experience the last time heading across the Simpson, you know, you were up, back, up, back, up, back. Whereas this time, you know, straight up, down, straight up, down, straight up, down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Oh, where'd you find it?
Just in the ute.
So
Was that the
good.
headlight?
My headlight. I'm going to change over my headlight. Whereabouts in the ute was it?
In the back seat.
I knew I hadn't lost it. Just knew I couldn't find it.
Where's the bag? Oh, there's the bag.
Alright, that's better. Bruce back on his phone.
Yeah, we're not.
You know, I think when we talk about it, meticulous planning, you could say there's good luck, Has, but we changed our route at the end. Like we didn't do the Walker's Crossing route that we talked about doing, that I wanted to do, which was Birdsville Track, Walker's Crossing.
Yep.
Because obviously that was closed. We had the Cordello Downs Road. Just. But the funny thing was we weren't actually concerned about the part that was going to actually become the big problem, because the concerning part was the Birdsville Development Road.
Yes.
That had only just opened a day before we got through.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we got confronted with floodwaters in Innamincka and just got across the causeway.
No, we didn't. We went round the long way.
Exactly. So, again, we had planning, we had contingencies, we had, had all the options.
Oh, yeah. Toast ready.
Do you want the shovel, mate?
Put the gloves on.
The gloves are in the trundle, and the shovel's at the back of my car. We need more timber.
I don't think we need any more timber, mate. I reckon that's cracking. That burnt well, didn't it?
I thought that hollowed log would have burnt longer.
Yeah. It was good old dry timber. Alright, turn this off now. Over and out. Love you guys. If we don't see
Love you,
Bruce
mate.
in the morning, we know why.
JJ, thank you again.
Thanks.
Final morning, we're a little bit sad. We're just doing the pack down. It is, what time is it, Chris?
About 7:05.
7:05, so we've done a pretty easy early pack down. Boys are all done. All ready, boys?
Already.
Go have a look at the water line. Fire's still blazing from the night before. So the water's come up a bit. I put that stick on the edge of the water yesterday, so it's come up about that far. So the water's still rising, and it's just absolutely spectacular. It's just gorgeous. Beautiful spot. Absolutely beautiful spot. Just leaving Trilby Station. What a picturesque morning. It's only 4 degrees outside. Quite fresh, but very pretty morning. Expo.
Yeah, I did a whole lot of like restoration work in that park.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. How was your trip?
Great.
Yeah, last time I was up there, I was in the army.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good. They paid me to be there. That was good. Any alcohol there, mate?
None.
Just count 10 for us.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We got
7,
busted up there. We got the Black Hawks to drop in some cartons for us. We got caught doing it, so we all got smashed.
Oh.
Straight soldiers, mate. Tell us what we can't do and we'll push the boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Right,
good.
drive safe. Have a good one,
Thanks,
boys.
mate. Cheers.
See ya.
Happy chapper.
Yeah.
I got a couple of the Black Hawk boys to drop a couple of cartons in.
Mate, when you're in Ningan, you gotta make the most of life.
Yeah.
Actually, Ningan's lovely. The main street is actually quite lovely.
Yeah. Okay.
And there is like 10 cafes in Ningan. But I'm pretty sure there's a servo down on the left down
Did you pass your test, Chris?
there. Yeah, all good, mate. He was a very happy chappy. Sounds like a train.
Huge train.
Like we didn't go through town, we stuck there for an hour.
All right, Chris. We're approaching the final 100 kilometres before we arrive back at Bathurst. How you feeling, mate?
Feeling pretty good. We've done 493 k's today. So it's been a pretty solid stretch already. We're just coming on the back road into Molong, and then Orange, and then Bathurst. So I'm certainly feeling like I'm on a country that I know. And it doesn't feel very far from home, which I'm looking forward to getting out of the car.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a sad time at the end of the trip time. Really.
Yeah, it's sort of one of those things where I think everyone's looking forward to just getting home and having a shower and
Yeah.
heading into bed, but at the same time it's been a really good couple of weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah. It has. I think, yeah, we were talking about it last night. I think it'll take a couple of days to sort of sink in that we've been on a 2-week trip, been away, because it's sort of, I don't know, like it feels weird. It doesn't, in some ways, doesn't feel like it's been 2 weeks, and in other ways, it feels like it's been a lot longer.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's certainly been a big trip. Lots of Ks. I don't know how many Ks we've done now. Be over 4,000.
Yeah. And more than half of that on dirt.
Easily half of that on dirt.
Yeah.
And some of them, you know, some bad dirt roads.
Yeah.
Apart from the desert.
Yeah, sand.
But
Yeah, no, it was like I was saying before. It's just been interesting seeing the different country. You know, we left Bathurst and we went through sort of this grazing country, went out through the hay plains, lots of crops, wheat country. Then we went into Victoria and there was lots of wineries, which I didn't even realise were there in that Murray River area, and then a whole series of orchards for probably 100 kilometres, I'd say,
Yeah.
at least. Then up in that, all those little towns through the bottom of South Australia, up through Renmark and Peterborough, and into the Flinders, which was like it was in National Park, but it was still amazing that you could just drive 50 kilometres out of the Flinders, which is all trees and National Park, to be almost barren desert.
yeah. Crossing the Murray, it was cool to drive across the Murray, and then it was cool to drive across the Darling this morning.
Yeah.
You know, 2 weeks apart.
And seeing the country that's had so much,
Yeah, I'm running.
oh yeah, seeing the country that's had so much rain. When we we were very lucky that it didn't stop us from doing anything. It could have at Innamincka, but to see all the rivers full and flowing, and especially that channel country, they don't get rain sometimes for a couple of years. To see how much water was out there was.
I think we're probably pretty privileged to see it at a time that we did.
Yeah.
I mean, it was dusty. There was dust everywhere. But imagine being out there if they hadn't had rain for 2 years. It would have sucked.
Would have sucked.
But it didn't. It was good.
Yeah.
We went through our first giveaway sign this morning in 2 weeks, which was weird. It had me confused. I don't think we'd been through an actual intersection.
No.
Really?
A couple of weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks.
And thinking back now, what was your highlights?
Look, I think the like being in the desert was a real highlight, and that sort of included like the sunsets and the sunrises were amazing, especially on the banks of that big salt lake. It was really cool to burn over Big Red. It was cool to have beers in some of the cool country pubs like Birdsville and
William Creek.
William Creek.
Yeah.
The flight over there, Lake Eyre, was pretty cool, really. I'd sort of forgotten about that. Just so many mad things. Like last night, we were on the banks of the Darling River. Not many people get to camp on the banks of the Darling River in the same week that they camp on the banks of a giant salt lake in the middle of the Simpson Desert.
Yeah, that's right.
So for me, that sort of trip. Also, number one,